One rectangle measures 2 units by 7 units. A second rectangle measures 11 units by 37 units. Are these two figures scaled versions of each other? When I get a problem like this, the first thing I want to do is I want to do a sketch. So I'm going to do a rectangle. And for this rectangle, I'm going to label it actually. This is going to be 2 units. This is going to be 7 units. So that'll be the first one. And then there's a second one that's 11 by 37. So it's definitely bigger. This is 11 and this 37. So if these are scaled versions, then there will be the constant of proportionality that we can determine it. Something that we multiply by a value that will be the same from both of these to create the second figure. So I will find this, I'll start finding this if it exists by dividing from the big one to the small one. So I'll say 11 divided by 2. So 11 divided by 2 gives me 5.5. So that might be my constant of proportionality. If these are proportional, and if that's the constant proportionality, then when I divide, notice I'm still dividing larger divided by smaller. So I'll do 37 divided by 7. If these are proportional, I should get the same value. Unfortunately, I do not. So I get 5.2857, and it actually is a repeating decimal, but we're not going to worry about that for right now. We have enough evidence right now to say that when I try to do the multiplication to find the constant proportionality on one of the pair of sides, the corresponding sides, these ones here, if it were proportional, the constant proportionality would have been 2.5. And on the other pair, the long sides, it was 5.28. So these are not the same. And because these are not the same, these are not scaled versions of each other. If you chose the answer yes, which is wrong, you might not have understood or maybe not remembered how to determine if things are scaled versions of each other. So you might not have remembered that you're going to look for that constant proportionality, or sometimes we just call it the scale factor. So you might be looking for that. You might have forgotten how to find that. Or you might have forgotten that that's what you should be looking for. I think drawing a sketch is really critical. Once I drew the sketch and made sure that I had lined things up, it was super easy for me to remember to do, I had to compare the short side to the short side and the long side to the long side. And that also made it so that I was more accurate with my answer.